NetherRealm's highly anticipated and now critically acclaimed Mortal Kombat 1 kickstarted a new universe for the iconic fighting franchise, and now many of us are looking at what's next. NetherRealm brought some great DLC to Mortal Kombat 11, and with Ed Boon confirming that a similar amount of content will be coming to MK1, well, there's a lot of characters that could be on the way. 3 guest characters have already been confirmed in Omni-Man, Homelander, and Peacemaker, but there are a few others who could work just as well. So let's get that fight music pumping, shall we? I'm Ewan, this is WhatCulture Gaming, and here are 10 guest characters we need to see in Mortal Kombat 1's DLC. Number 10, Michael Myers. No, not that Michael Myers, although that would be kind of amazing. Can we throw the whole list out and just start again? No, okay, no, right. The iconic Michael Myers, aka The Shape, is one of the most beloved slasher villains ever put to the screen. This creepy, imposing, haunting character from John Carpenter and Deborah Hill's Halloween is a tall figure with an uncanny mask and a penchant for carving up flesh that makes butchers look like ice cream men. He's known for being an uncompromising killer, which would blend perfectly with the MK universe. Seeing him go up against deadly characters and just no-selling their attacks would be great, and if there would be a way to work in Carpenter's iconic theme, then that would be the icing on the cake. Number 9, Deadpool. Has the Deadpool moment passed? Yeah? No? Well, I don't even know anymore. However, regardless of whether you think Wade Wilson is cringe or cool, it's pretty clear he'd be a great fit for Mortal Kombat. As far as Marvel heroes go, it's hard to think of any as used to getting their limbs torn off and their body utterly ravaged as Deadpool. This character is constantly being cut up and blasted to smithereens. As such, he'd easily handle the kind of torment fighters experience in MK. And besides, Deadpool is an iconic anti-hero with impeccable fighting skills, a powerful healing ability, and a mouth that just never shuts up. Writing up his pre-fight intros and post-fight outros would be an absolute treat. Just imagine the interactions between him and Johnny Cage. Number 8. Guts, the Black Swordsman. Guts is the protagonist of Kentaro Miura's BERSERK series, a dark fantasy tale that's been beloved for some time now. He's a twisted figure who has suffered greatly and responds to his pain by getting better at fighting, and boy howdy, is he good at fighting. The character is cursed never to sleep as he's constantly hunted by demonic spirits, monsters, and horrifying creatures known as apostles. This is strangely the same excuse Scott Tailford gives when he's up until 3 AM playing video games, but I digress. Guts spends essentially every minute of his life battling in epic do-or-die fights with terrifying villains, and if anything, fighting through the entire MK roster would probably be a light day for him. One of the biggest selling points for him as a fighter though would be the Dragon Slayer, that massive hunk of iron he carries with him to use as a sword. This colossal blade would make for some gorgeous imagery as it slices fighters straight in half. Number 7. The Bride. What does the average Mortal Kombat game and Quentin Tarantino movie have in common? Violence. Lots and lots of delicious, goopy, squelchy violence. And of all the possible Tarantino characters to chuck into MK1, The Bride would be the perfect choice. This vengeful, driven, unflinching character from Kill Bill is a bona fide badass who would undoubtedly love to bring her iconic Atari Hanzo sword to Earthrealm, Outworld, and, well, anywhere else. The Bride might not be used to the supernatural shenanigans that Mortal Kombat fighters bring, but to be fair, neither was Johnny or Sonya. Plus, she had close to no trouble taking on a whole 88 skilled fighters within the Crazy 88. So what's a little paranormal influence going to change? Uma Thurman's iconic look, her unique blade, and her fighting style are all stellar ingredients for one hell of a DLC character. Number 6. Judge Dredd. I am the law. That's the Sylvester Stallone version of Judge Dredd, but trust me, that is not the version I'm advocating that we include in Mortal Kombat 1's DLC. Cold, uncompromising, and deadly are words that describe the iconic comic book character Judge Dredd. They are also the keywords he'd need to put on his resume to make it into Mortal Kombat. If anything, he's overqualified. The character is tasked with providing justice to Mega City 1, a dystopian future city that's so full of crime it makes Gotham look like Riverdale, not the weird CW version, like the actual Archie version. Anyway, he has the power to arrest, judge, and execute criminals, so he's putting used to death and destruction. There's also the satirical, tongue-in-cheek dimension to the character that would make him a great fit for Mortal Kombat. Besides being a physical powerhouse, he also comes with a little tool called the Lawgiver. This incredible gun features a collection of unique bullet types. You want explosives? He's got them. How about armor piercing? Oh, he's got that too. What about incendiary bullets, I hear you ask? Well, flame on, amigo. With a weapon like that, Judge Dredd would be unstoppable. Number 5. Sarah Connor. The Terminator has already found his way into the MK universe, and he was a very welcome addition. However, there are a few more characters from the iconic sci-fi franchise who could kick up a stir in the game, and Sarah Connor has to be one of them. This iconic heroine is headstrong, dominant, confident, and assertive. She goes from being a sort of damsel in distress in the first Terminator movie to a bona fide badass in the second, and that badass reputation is the lasting impression left by the character. Regarding her fighting skills, Connor is a character that is perfectly comfortable using an array of weaponry, making her a great fit for Mortal Kombat. And besides, there's not enough love for the more heroic protagonists and MK's guest characters, so Sarah Connor could change that. Number 4. Pinhead. Oh god, the fatalities. Just think of the fatalities. This monstrous Cenobite from Clive Barker's HELLRAISER is an interdimensional demon with a thirst for inflicting horrifying pain on people. They have some killer supernatural abilities, commonly summoning hut chains to tear people apart. Hell, they could even give Scorpion a run for his money. Scorpion's gonna get some serious chain envy here. As implied already, this is a character who would utterly dominate the fatality scene. Ripping off people's skin is a regular Tuesday for the Cenobites, so just imagine what kind of utterly diabolical stuff they could pull off in Mortal Kombat, particularly with other Cenobites as cameo characters. Either the Doug Bradley or Jamie Clayton versions of the character would work as a treat here and would get along just fine with Mortal Kombat's cast of murderous weirdos. Number 3. Ash Williams. Thus far, all the horror characters featured in the Mortal Kombat series have been villains, but not every famous horror icon is a bad guy, and the beloved Ash Williams is a perfect example, so maybe it's time that MK got groovy. The face of the Evil Dead franchise is no stranger to bloody battles. His war with the Deadites has led to plenty of gore, and he's gotten very adept at fighting monsters. And don't forget, we already know that a chainsaw makes for a great Mortal Kombat weapon. Sadly though, this might be a bit of a pipe dream. The actor behind Ash, the jack of all trades himself, Bruce Campbell, did state in an interview with the AV Club that he doesn't want the character to be loaned out. That sucks for sure, but given that Evil Dead the game has just shuttered support, maybe a future spot has opened up for Ash to be used elsewhere. Number 2. Pennywise the Clown. The diabolical mind of Stephen King has conjured up many monstrous baddies throughout the years, but can you name any that are more intimidating or iconic than Pennywise the Clown? Pennywise is the main antagonist of It, and is a shape-shifting creature that can manifest itself as its prey's biggest fear. The most used form is naturally a clown, as this is a pretty universal nightmarish figure. Sorry, clowns in the audience, that's just how it be. There's plenty of scope for Pennywise as a guest character in Mortal Kombat, as he comes with a boatload of supernatural abilities that would make for some killer moves. Not only is his clown form capable of a lot of different offensive options, he can also shapeshift his form into many different shapes, meaning he can have a whole roster of alternate bodies to transform into. Giant spider, anyone? Seeing this horrifying creature making even the stoutest MK character tremble with fear would be one hell of a sight. Or laugh. You know, he does do that funny dance every now and then. And number 1, Wolverine. Deadpool is not the only Marvel character who could fit nicely into Mortal Kombat, and arguably, a man with whom he has a very complicated relationship with could do an even better job than he. If Deadpool is used to getting his body torn to pieces, then Wolverine is used to being the guy who does the tearing. Logan, the most iconic member of the X-Men, is a character who needs no introduction. His badass personality, brutal weaponry, skills as a fighter, and superpowers are well documented, and all of them would come together to make him the perfect MK guest character. This is a superhero known for his ability to inflict incredible amounts of damage, with those adamantium claws being a nightmare for his foes to deal with. As such, he's a prime example of a perfect MK crossover character. His brutality, cool demeanor, and pop culture prevalence would turn plenty of heads. It would also be remiss not to mention that, like Deadpool, Logan comes complete with a healing factor, meaning that he could take a lot of damage and still pull through. There are many ways this could be worked into combat, and it would make for an exciting addition to the gameplay of Mortal Kombat 1. And those were 10 DLC guest characters we'd like to see in Mortal Kombat 1. Who are you holding out for most to feature in the upcoming DLC? Let us know down in the comments below, as I'm sure you folks will have lots of really creative suggestions. Either way, thank you all for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want more. I've been Ewan, this has been WhatCulture Gaming, and I'll hopefully catch you next time. Unless I get fatality'd by Scott Tailford. Bye!